Hey everyone, welcome to Scene by Dawn. Today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Just as a special note, I would like to tell everybody that Welcome to the Jungle is my favorite workout song. Hard squat day. You can definitely hear me singing it out loud, even though you can't hear it because I'm wearing the headphones. Nobody else can hear the song except for me, but I will sing it for your enjoyment as I'm squatting, so you're welcome. So in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, we see that the Jumanji game is washed up on a beach, gets discovered, and then is sort of cast to the side because who plays board games anymore? Nobody plays board games. So then Jumanji morphs itself into a video game. This one boy discovered the game, started to play it, and then the next thing you know, it's in the basement of a school somewhere. And these kids got in trouble for a variety of different reasons, mouthing off to the teacher, I don't know, doing other things that naughty children do, and then they got into detention. They were put to work in the basement of the school. Of course, they get distracted, they don't want to do the work that they have to do for detention, and they find this old video game console, so they decide to play it. It's the Jumanji game, and they choose their avatars. Then they get sucked into the game. Okay, now this is when it gets really fun. It was kind of boring before that because it's like people I don't really know and I don't really care about, but then they get into the game and this is when it's really fun because they take on the avatars. Like they take on the persona of the character that they chose. So the big guy who plays football, his name is Fridge, all of a sudden he's like little Kevin Hart and he's really small. And then there's The Rock, the guy who it takes on his persona is actually really afraid of everything. He's really skittish, even of squirrels, they make him scream. So it's like really funny to see The Rock in a situation like that, like reacting that way, because we expect him to be like really strong and brave and in charge and in control. And then he sees these little things and he's like, ah! Like he's standing there going, please don't cry, just don't cry, just don't cry. Like he's trying to keep it together. It's so funny. And then one of the girls, like the really nerdy girl, takes on the persona of Lara Croft character, and she makes fun of the clothes that she's wearing in the jungle because who wears a crop top and short shorts in the jungle? And then, like, my favorite of the four is, of course, Brittany, who gets put into the body of Jack Black, and he is amazing. As a 16-year-old blonde girl, I actually have no trouble believing that that's who he was. Like, he just did such a great job, like flipping his hair around and crying out for his phone and crushing over the rock.
I can't even with this place.
I love video games, so I really loved how in this movie they incorporated all these different parts of video game play in the movie. So they meet certain characters and then you get to the end of whatever role they're supposed to play. So when you press on them, they just keep repeating the same like last sentence over and over again, and that's your cue, like, okay, that's it for this character, that's all they have for me, I'm gonna move on. And so that's what they did in this. So they would like be talking to a character, it's like, oh, I guess that's the end of their script, so we just move along. Like, it was just really funny because everything was interactive and like real life, but it was exactly like a video game. So for instance, they're in a market and they need to look for a certain object and they find this little boy. So one of the characters asks this boy about the object and he just gives him, you know, sort of generic response. And another character asks exactly the same question to this exact same boy and he's like, oh yeah. And that's totally how it is in video games. Like if you're playing in a group game like that, only certain characters can get certain information or do certain things, and I just thought that was really funny. I really liked it. I loved how they had their strengths and their weaknesses, so they tap on their lapel here and then all of a sudden, oh, there appears up in the corner the list of their strengths and their weaknesses, and Kevin Hart's weakness was strength. And cake.
Weakness? Cake.
Yes, cake is my weakness.
Cake? Isn't that your weakness?
Something happening to me? Am I shaking? Am I still black?
Yes.
Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. It's all good.
I just love Kevin Hart. Like, he has an awesome way of just delivering lines. It could be the most benign thing, but the way that he delivers it is just hilarious. I thought it was really fun. This was a really great movie. I thought it was a great tribute to the first one. I really like where they went in the direction of the video game. Of course, it gets a little bit ridiculous. Like all of a sudden The Rock is able to, motorcycle up the side of a mountain, but that's how it is in video games. Like all of a sudden you're able to have these talents and these skills that you didn't have before. And have you ever played a video game like for so long that when you actually go out into real life, you're like, oh yeah, I could totally scale that building. And then you realize, actually, maybe I can't, because it's not just a matter of pressing A. I thought it was a really fun movie. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. It was a really good time. Like, I really enjoyed it. It just sped along really quickly. I love the creativity of incorporating video game elements into it and just keeping it fun. I love the story. It was really engaging. I love the camaraderie among the cast. It was just a really good time, and I thought it was really, really fun. So go and check it out. It starts this weekend across the UAE. Not sure when it starts anywhere else. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like video games. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything that I've seen. Scene by Dawn.